With increased activity levels as we reopen and resume more activities, we must be prepared to see more cases. Because, as we all know, there are still hidden cases in the community which can easily flare up, especially with this highly transmissible variant. We won't be able to eradicate all of these hidden or cryptic cases in the community, so we will have to learn to live with the virus and then try our best to minimize transmission and minimize the risk of large clusters. First, we must continue to ensure compliance with all the safe distancing rules and safe management measures, especially in higher risk settings like F&B outlets where people do not have their mask on. So while I understand that F&B operators will be disappointed that they have to wait one more week before they can reopen, I would ask all of them to make use of the 1 week to really go through their processes, their protocols, make sure that their restaurant layouts comply fully with the rules, that diners, when they come in, would be 1 meter apart at least, and have good ventilation in their restaurants, because we know that these are high-risk settings. Second, we will introduce more regular testing. We will require this for all staff who work at high-risk settings without their mask on. And that will include dine-in F&B establishments, facial services, saunas, gyms, and fitness studios. So anyone working in these kinds of settings will have to go for regular testing with the rapid antigen test kits that we've talked about. So we will introduce this new fast and effective testing regime for high-risk workers. And the details of how to go about the testing will be announced later. Third, we will have faster and more comprehensive contact tracing, as we have been doing these past few weeks. So each time we pick up a positive case, we will move in quickly with surge testing and with a very wide ring fence to contain the spread of the virus. This means that more people will have to be tested. Potentially more people will be issued quarantine orders or even mandatory stay-home requirements. And each time we pick up a positive case, we may have to subject that workplace, the F&B outlet, or even the entire mall to closures, perhaps for 2 weeks, in order to ensure that that case doesn't spread out into the rest of the community. In other words, we will take more aggressive, localized actions, and we will try our very best to avoid having to impose general nationwide restrictions like another circuit breaker. We think that's the way to live with the virus while enabling most activities to resume. So with all the moves that I've just described over this two-stage process, we will essentially be moving back to phase 3 heightened alert. It's not quite the full phase 3. We call this phase 3 heightened alert because there are still these restrictions in place. And that's because we are reopening in a cautious and controlled manner and maintaining very strict controls at our borders. We need all of these controls in place until our vaccination rates are higher. Look at the experience in America as an example. More than 40% of people in America are fully vaccinated, 2 doses. And about 10% of them have been infected with the virus. So we're talking about an immunity of about 50% or more, slightly more. And with that coverage, already you can see their infection rates are steadily coming down. We are not there yet, but we will get there soon. We expect 50% of people in Singapore to be fully vaccinated in August. And by October, we should reach an overall vaccination rate of 75% or hopefully more.